Welcome to Real Numismatic, where ordinary-looking coins can reveal extraordinary stories. Today, we're taking a close look at a 1966 Jefferson Nickel coin that may look like a simple 5-cent piece. But one particular feature on the reverse can make certain examples dramatically more desirable to collectors. So, before you spend a 1966 nickel, let's examine what makes this date interesting and what you should actually look for. The coin shown here is a 1966 Jefferson Nickel. On the obverse, we see Thomas Jefferson facing left, with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1966. On the reverse is Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, surrounded by Pluribus Unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. The design was created by Felix O, Schlag, whose initials FS were added to Jefferson Nickels beginning in 1966. Beneath Jefferson's shoulder, the 1966 issue is especially interesting because it was produced during a major period of change in American coinage. The United States was experiencing a nationwide coin shortage during the 1960s, and the mint was producing enormous quantities of coins while also changing how collectors received special issues. For the regular 1966 Jefferson Nickel, PCGS records a mintage of 156,208,283 pieces, struck at Philadelphia. Because Philadelphia did not use a mint mark on these nickels, the absence of a mint mark on a genuine 1966 example is normal. It does not automatically indicate an error. This nickel has the standard Jefferson nickel specifications of the period: a weight of 5 grams, a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, a plain edge, and a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. So although the word nickel appears in the denomination, the coin is actually mostly copper by weight. Now let's examine the photographs you provided. The date 1966 is visible on the obverse, and there is no visible mint mark, which is consistent with a Philadelphia 1966 Jefferson Nickel. The coin shows noticeable circulation wear and surface marks, particularly across Jefferson's portrait and the surrounding fields. On the reverse, Monticello is clearly identifiable, although the details of the building and steps are worn. Based strictly on these photographs, I do not see enough evidence to call this particular coin a major mint error or a rare variety. That distinction is important, because unusual looking wear or damage should not automatically be described as an error. But here is where the 1966 Jefferson Nickel becomes much more interesting. Collectors pay very close attention to the steps at the base of Monticello. Jefferson Nickels can receive a full steps, or FS, designation when the steps are sharply and completely defined. The 1966 issue is particularly challenging in this area. PCGS describes full steps examples as extremely rare, and its current records show only a very small number of certified 1966 nickels with the FS designation, and the difference in market value can be enormous. A normal circulated 1966 nickel generally does not command a dramatic premium simply because of its date. But exceptionally high-grade examples, and especially certified full step specimens, can be a completely different story. PCGS records a $1,150 auction result for a regular strike Miss 67 example, while a 1966 Miss 65 full steps nickel has reached $11,750 at auction. Another Miss 66 full steps example sold for more than $9,500. These are exceptional certified coins, not representative prices for an ordinary circulated nickel like the one shown here. There is another reason collectors should pay attention to this date. During the mid-1960s, the mint also produced special mint sets, commonly called SMS coins. These were not ordinary circulation strikes and were made as a replacement for traditional proof and uncirculated collector products during the coin shortage. The 1966 SMS Jefferson Nickel had a reported mintage of 2,360,000 and can display surfaces that look considerably different from ordinary circulation strikes. So if you find a 1966 Jefferson Nickel, don't immediately assume it is rare just because it looks shiny, unusually reflective, or has no mint mark. Instead, inspect the date, check the surfaces, study the reverse, and most importantly, examine the Monticello steps under strong magnification. Also look for the FS initials beneath Jefferson's shoulder. Because 1966 was the first year those design initials were added to the regular Jefferson Nickel design for the specific coin shown in today's photographs. The visible condition appears circulated, and I would not assign it a high dollar value based on the images alone. Its greatest importance is as an example of a 1966 Philadelphia Jefferson Nickel, and as a reminder that condition and strike quality can matter far more than the date itself. If you believe you have an unusually sharp example with complete Monticello steps, professional authentication and grading could be worth considering before assuming its value. The 1966 Jefferson Nickel proves an important lesson in coin collecting. Rarity isn't always about how old a coin is or how strange it looks. Sometimes the real difference is hidden in the smallest details: the quality of a strike, the preservation of the surfaces, and those tiny lines across the steps of Monticello. So check your nickels carefully, because the next ordinary-looking coin in your collection might deserve a much closer look. If you enjoyed this investigation, make sure to like the video, share it with another coin collector, and subscribe to Real Numismatic for more honest, fact-based discoveries from the world of American coins. And remember, before you spend that old nickel, take a second look.